Yeah, this is Giants Merritt, and I'm coming to you again with another straight talk. Today, I'll be talking about life choices, God giving you free will, and the consequences that come with it. See, one thing you gotta realize about life choices, God give you life choices because you have free will. So guess what? That means you go down any road, you whatever choice you want to make in life, you make it. And when you make that bed, you lie in it. Don't complain about none of the stuff you make, because guess what? God with you no matter what. But see, some people go down the road, go down and choose certain lifestyles, and they can't take everything that come along with it, and they think they think life is too fair, too unfair for them, and that's too hard for them. But what they don't understand is that that's the road you went down. So you got to accept everything that come along with it. If you ain't built for it, get away from it. I remember when I was young. I ran with gangs. I did all kind of stuff. I chose street life. I wanted to be a gangster. And then, but my dad wanted me to go to school, things like that. I bucked against him. I used to run away. I used to do all kind of stuff, breaking houses, things like that. And as he told me one time, he said, "What you do when you young gonna end up gonna catch up with you in the long run." I didn't believe that. I just kept on doing what I was doing because I was rebellious. But making a long story short, I end up being every product it was on the street. I got into gangs. I sold dope. I tried to pimp. I end up being on dope. Things like that. And one thing about it, my dad told me once upon a time, if you can't do time, don't do crime. And I found myself, I've been locked up over 40 times. I've been in prison over 5, 6 times over numerous amount of stuff. And I done dodged a lot of cases. The thing is, what I'm saying is, and then the only thing it was a major setbacks. Because one thing about it, I didn't realize that what I do then would set the mark for the future. So I had to learn the hard way about how life choices was. Thing was, I didn't complain about my consequences. Sometimes I look at things and thought things was on road when it fell, but I had to learn how to roll with the punches. Because my dad told me a long time ago, if you can't do time, don't do crime. And I kept on doing time and crime, so that meant I was with that choices. A lot of people don't understand all that when you make choices in life, because God gave you free will, that you open the door for whatever. So you got to accept everything that come along with it. If you can't accept everything that come along with it, don't do it. Don't do it, period. You go ahead and go down another road. Because one thing about it, God gives you free will. Guess what? If you go down God road, sometimes God road is always trials and tribulations. Because guess what? The world gonna be against you when you go down God world. When you go down the world to God, because the world is always against you. Because see, one thing you gotta remember. One thing about it, misery love company. So if people see you with joy in your heart, things like that, they're gonna try to bring you down, because misery love company. But see, you one thing about it, when you go down God road, you might have your trials and tribulations, but your faith grows stronger and stronger with God, because God pulled you through all kind of stuff. So it don't mean it don't. A lot of people think because you go down God road, God supposed to promise you riches and things like that. Things like you supposed to just become rich. Things like problem free, things like that. What you don't realize about being rich, you rich in faith, things like that. You rich in faith and in joy. That what rich mean. That don't mean you rich in the land. That doesn't mean you rich in faith and rich in the spirit. A lot of people don't understand that, so they try to say God way is not the way for them, because they don't understand what rich is. But see, once you understand what rich is, you'll understand what's going on. The true meaning of rich. Now, a lot of people think that look at life as the more materialistic stuff you have, the more things that you got, the more you have. And a lot of people look at you, but what you don't realize, you become a target, and once you become a target, you accept everything that come along with it. And so you can't complain about things. I know people who catch cases, and they're saying, you know, they want to run the streets. They catch cases that they can't adapt with the time that's trying to give to them. So guess what they do? They trying to turn state. They trying to tell. But guess what? They go right back to the streets. But guess what? And how I look at it, if you can't accept the consequences, that road is not for you. So avoid that road and try and choose another road. With me, I got out of street life because I was tired of the of setbacks. And then as I got older, I seen that it wasn't getting me nowhere. So I had to step out in faith and try something else new. I don't care what another person think or whatever. But with what I got going on now, as long as I have longevity in the street, everything else will come. And this is James Merritt again, coming for you again with a straight talk. And always remember, well, whatever like choices you make in life, you gotta accept everything to come along with it. And have a blessed day.